DZEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesianicristo.
And good evening to all of our viewers and listeners that are tuning in with us this morning. My name is Sister Ashley Mariano from the local congregation of Anaheim, and I'll be one of your hosts for today. Along with me is...
Hello, everyone. My name is Sister Carla Loansing, and I'm from the local congregation of San Gabriel Valley.
And we're very excited for our broadcast for today. But before we get into that, it is Saturday, March 16th, and is currently 10:01 a.m. and we're broadcasting here, the local congregation of #Montclair. Thank you all for allowing us to do our broadcast here in your local congregation. Now, Sister Carla, how are some ways that we could tune into our broadcast today?
Thank you. So there are multiple ways that you can tune into our broadcast today. Some ways that you can tune in is through the INCRadio.org or the YouTube channel INCRadio. You can also go to the DZEM 954, as well as we encourage everyone to participate in our broadcast today and to even share the link, if you have it, to your friends or your loved ones. But speaking about our broadcast today, what is it that we have for our viewers?
Yes, so as Sister Carla said, please continue to leave your comments and your shout outs and the hashtags of your local congregation. So things that we're going to happen here in our broadcast for today is we have our on-air activity with the shoe game, but with a special twist. So for those of you who don't know what the shoe game is, please continue to tune in to find out. And for our main discussion, we'll be talking about blossoming relationships. Now, before we go down to the bulk of our broadcast, we do want to go ahead and do our CFO in action. Sister Carla?
Yes, so I'm going to go ahead and pull out my phone so that I can go ahead and read what we have for our CFO in action. So we have I believe we had the CSD, which is the Christian Society of Deaf. They held an activity with emergency and medical workers, and they were teaching different signs regarding to their workplace, as well as those that joined in to learn different signs. Nice. And then we have an upcoming activity, which I find that's going to be really fun. It is a dance workshop, right? Yeah. And I believe it's going to be on Sunday, March 17th. So, it's going to be tomorrow. So it's going to be tomorrow. And it's going to be at the Riverside House of Worship from 1:30 to 3 p.m. So if you're interested in coming, again, it's going to be tomorrow, March 17th, a dance workshop at the Riverside House of Worship from 1:30 to 3 o'clock.
That's so exciting. I think this is the first one in our district that we're going to be holding.
And so it's exciting because we have a dance team here in our district. So it's going to be really cool to share and see different talents, as well as those that are interested in learning how to dance, to learn like different dance moves.
Please come. We hope to see you there. Now let's go ahead and see and read some of the comments that we have already for our broadcast today. First, we have Brother Calvin, or Ka Calvin. Thank you for tuning in. But he says first. #Victorville. We also have Sister Celeste. Hello, brother and sister in the faith. We also have Sister Anna Quintos. Good morning, po. Happy viewing from #Riverside. And some of our ministers that are tuning in. Thank you, po, Brother Ron and Sister Lauren from the local of Riverside, and Ka Andy and his family from the locals of Cerritos and Lakewood. Yes. Thank you all for tuning in.
Thank you so much for tuning in. And just like what Sister Ashley said, we do have a very exciting game that we do want to feature a very lovely friendship. Yeah. If we can go ahead and put the camera to our other side to introduce our two lovely sisters.
Hi, I'm Sister Regine Catholic from the local congregation of Montclair.
And I'm Sister Daisy Talampas, also from the local congregation of Montclair.
Thank you both for tuning out, for actually coming on to our broadcast for today. You all know Sister Regine. She's one of our producers for INCRadio OCC. But we like to thank Sister Daisy for also joining us for our broadcast this morning. So for our game for today, like we said, it's going to be the shoe game, but with a little twist. So some people might do the shoe game for weddings to kind of say like who knows who better. But for this one, we're going to do based off of your friendships. So
Friendships.
actually, how just to kind of give the viewers and listeners an idea, how long have you two known each other or actually been friends?
I have known Sister Daisy for 31 and a half years.
Wow.
That's how old I am.
I got goosebumps.
So that
So my whole life.
so her whole life
life.
I've known her. I was 7 when I met her. So
Oh wow.
you do the math, Paul.
I'm like, anything past 10 years, I'm like, wow, that's such
Yeah.
a milestone. You said how many years?
31 and a half
years.
So
years.
32. We're gonna round up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
round
round
up.
up.
32 years.
Everyone in the comment section, go ahead and also tell us, like, I guess your biggest number of how many years you've been with your longest friend. So that'd be really cool to
Yes.
share, right? I know with my girlfriends, we've known each other since we were CWS as well, which is the children's organization. And I mean, I'm really young. I'm like half your guys' age. So I'm like, oh, like we've been friends for like we're actually celebrating 10 years too. So I'm like, oh, that's so
Nice.
exciting. And so hearing you guys, it makes my heart so full to hear that. Like, wow, like more than 10 years.
Yeah,
That's so
I
exciting.
know
You
that
will-
like
you will
with,
have it. You will
with
have
one
it.
of
Mhm.
my best friends, shout out to Sister Jenica Gutierrez from the local of Anaheim. We like to say we've known each other for like negative 10 years. Like we've known
In
each
the
other
womb.
for like literally in the womb. Our parents were friends before we were even thought of, but like
Oh, that's so
yeah.
nice.
So that's,
I
but
love that.
onto the activity. So
Oh yes.
if Sister Daisy and Sister Regina, if you want to hold up your special
Yes.
paddles.
So they're not using shoes. Okay, we're gonna put the
Yes.
shoes on, but we're gonna be using little signs.
I'm excited.
I'm like, no feet today.
No shoes.
No
Uh,
shoes.
It will be
just,
our guide.
yes,
Yes.
just names. So Sister Carla and I
You can
will
make it
alternate asking Sister Regine and Sister Daisy questions regarding their friendship, but also just who knows who better, and they'll be giving their answers through their paddles. And also, I thought it was really cute that before the broadcast, they actually coordinated if it does not pertain to either of them, they're gonna do this.
It doesn't pertain to either of us.
So with that, Sister Carla, do you want to give them the first question?
Yes. So the first question I have for you guys is, who is more scared of spiders?
Ooh.
Oh.
Shout out to Sister Caitlin Soto from Anaheim. She hates them.
Ooh.
You know me
Okay, I
so
have a
well.
question. Is it like all spiders or like the big spiders, little spiders?
All
Just-
spiders.
All
All
inclusive.
It could be
It
like
does not
teeny,
discriminate.
teeny tiny, and
I will squish
scream.
them for you.
Oh.
Oh, she has. She's done that. Yes. I
Sometimes the
appreciate
little
it.
ones are actually the most dangerous.
yeah.
So,
They're
I
so
would
fast.
understand why.
Oh,
just
when they're so
generalize
fast.
it.
I don't know if you've seen like social media videos where they squish a spider and all of
N-
their babies
ew,
run
no.
out.
Ooh,
Oh,
No,
oh,
no, no.
No.
The way
Crazy.
I already knew.
Yes,
It's
yes,
like I
girl,
already knew.
yes. Oh my goodness. Okay.
That's
Well,
enough for
as
me.
a warm-up question, for our next question, who likes to go out to eat more?
Oh.
I would totally raise my Sister Carla and I
I
were
know.
playing.
I'm like,
Mm.
me.
I like to. I probably initiate it.
Yeah.
I'll ask her, Sister Daisy, do you want to go out for like Indian food? And she'll be like,
Ooh.
yes.
Oh, Indian food.
I love
yeah.
the yes. Look at the
think
sparkle in her eyes.
We usually go get Indian food together because not very many
Indian
of our
food is
friends.
so good.
It is
Mhm.
very
Yeah.
good.
That also answers the second question. Like, I guess who initiates more? So I'm assuming Sister Daisy, you initiate
Oh,
more.
no,
than-
I would say Sister
Oh.
Jean. She brings
But she
me.
does a very good
Brings me.
But
She
she's a
picks
very
me
good
up.
follow up too. Like she'll be like, "Do you want to come over? I'm gonna cook lunch," and I'm like, "Okay."
See, they help each other follow through.
Yes.
Follow through
Yeah.
with plans.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So
it
that's
leaves the
pretty
group
good.
chat.
Mhm.
Love that.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's great. I
So
think what's the next question we can ask? Oh, who is more outgoing?
Oh.
I think we did ask more
That is
questions
for
for Sister
sure.
Daisy.
okay. Then who is the better driver?
Oh,
Even when I couldn't drive, she's been driving.
I used to drive.
You
took me
everywhere.
I would pick them, her and her siblings up when they used to live further away, and I was like, "Oh yeah, you need a ride. I will
she's
pick you."
giving
up."
like
Yeah.
that energy.
Yeah.
Oh, she is
that
like
energy.
that.
We're more
Aw.
like sisters. Well, we'll get into that later.
Okay.
For sure.
They're just so excited to talk about their
I
friendship. Like, I
know.
love that.
We'll get to that.
Okay.
Sister
What else
Carla?
could we ask them? Oh, okay. Yeah, you could be the better driver, but who has the better car?
Ooh. Okay.
Sorry, sorry.
very
I
balanced.
love my Jeep.
She has a nice white Jeep. It's very nice, and the top will come off.
Wow, that's so fun.
You
Oh,
can take off the doors. and
summer's
everything.
coming.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
very much a summer car. I would love to. I know my
Jeeps
mom
are
really wants a
nice.
Jeep.
Very nice, and it's a
Yeah.
hybrid.
It's
Yeah.
fun.
Oh, a
Yeah.
hybrid.
Oh,
Wow.
what?
I'm assuming it saves gas.
Not sponsored.
I know, that's
Sorry.
fine, sorry, that's fine.
Sorry.
But I like how Jeeps are like really versatile. Like you could like take the doors off. Like
Oh, yeah.
you can
I
take the
feel
doors
like
off.
it's a cool like big car, but it's not that big of a car.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah,
Yeah, because
yeah.
sometimes big cars with like tiny girls like us, it gets like
Oh,
those-
it throws people
yeah,
off for
no,
sure
seriously,
when I
Jeep
get
is
out
such
of
a
the
good
Jeep.
size.
Like, ooh, who's driving? Auntie Daisy. Auntie Daisy. Okay. Okay, let's get into maybe some more serious topics.
Okay.
Who handles conflict well? I would say better.
Actually, probably, yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
She was reading it on her end, like, oh,
I
this
know,
is
I
Auntie
was-
Daisy.
I was thinking it was me,
The silence.
and then
I was
but then
thinking,
but then I saw what she put, and I was like, really?
Okay, but why does After Regine handles conflict?
Oh,
better?
you know, she's really good at understanding the situation and kind of having a calm head. You pause first, right? You're just like, okay, let's think about this, and then do the
Mature,
action.
yeah.
It's when if Sister Daisy ever has something to tell me that's uncomfortable, she has to prepare herself before, because she doesn't want to she doesn't want
Yeah.
to say anything, like, but it's good for your friendship, even when you overcome like any obstacle, right? There you're gonna have moments where there disagreements or something that makes you uncomfortable, but those things had to be said, and it really grows and strengthens your friendship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. But I guess like on the opposite end of resolving conflicts, who starts disagreements?
That's the thing. We
We don't really-
we don't have any.
Do the thing, do the thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so great.
Yeah.
I would assume like 30 plus years, you guys would just hash out like whatever may had happened in between. So
Yeah, we
No,
oh,
yeah, we
that's
don't.
really
I can't even
good.
recall any time.
yeah,
Oh,
same
that's
here.
the best. That's how you know they're strong.
Yes. Well,
Strong besties.
with that, let's go ahead and find out more about their relationships with transitioning into our main discussion. And I believe we also have a slideshow for this portion of our main discussion. But to start off our questions, I think we've already asked like how long have you known each other? But do you have any special or like I guess your favorite memories or anything that sticks out from when you first met or when the beginnings of your
Ooh,
relationship?
Let's rewind.
Yeah,
So,
let's bring it
I-
back
I-
to
I-
day one or
So-
maybe day zero. Day zero.
So we actually I don't have any we don't have any pictures that showed our us when we were younger, but when it was my sister's first birthday, my dad had those really big
Wow.
video cameras, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And the Menards, Sister Daisy and her family, it was her parents, her brother, and her sister, her older siblings that were there. They were like 6 and 3 years old. So actually Sister Daisy was not even yet born, but my
I don't
dad
even know this.
so my dad was recording them greeting my sister happy birthday, and he called, so Sister Daisy's sister is Sister Dana,
Mm-hmm.
and he called Sister Dana Daisy, and so it was like, oh wow, Daisy, so it's like, and here she is, Sister Daisy.
He knew
he knew it's
before.
as if he knew like a third one was coming, and they would name her Daisy.
Aww.
But I don't know if that's where they got her name. It's just so funny that we actually have it captured on video.
That's
Wow.
On camera.
I need to watch that
cool.
video.
It's a very
That's
it's so fuzzy,
funny.
like the VCRs back then. It's so
Yeah.
fuzzy. It has like the date on the bottom.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Mhm. And those are our
Cool.
pictures. So Sister Daisy, Sister Dana, Sister Jensen, and myself we're a pair of sisters, and we're very close. It's funny because Sister Dana and Sister Jensen are like besties, and then we are like more besties. So it's like,
Aw.
yeah.
Completes the sets.
Yes,
yes,
Sets.
Well, I guess moving on to when now, like recollecting what you remember of like each other when you were younger? Like, what was your first impressions when you guys started to, I guess, hang out or be around each other? Yeah, what was your guys' first impressions?
For myself, we do have a bit of an age gap. So
Mhm.
growing up, you did play more of that older sister role, and our friends,
Oh.
our friends group were different. So it wasn't really
Okay.
until maybe high school,
Mhm.
college, where age wasn't really a factor anymore. And you
Yeah.
kind of
it gets
Yeah.
like that around.
yeah. So like our level of like commonality,
Yes.
it grew, and age wasn't a
Mhm.
difference, and we
Mhm.
became more of peers and
Yes.
confidants than
Yeah.
just other.
Yeah, and even though I am older than Sister Daisy by like 7 years, I think, um, she's she's really my friend. She's grown to be my friend, and I don't see her like I don't really think about our age, So, and especially now, like, we are both married,
Mhm.
so it's like,
Wow.
wow,
We've
We've
we're
gone
You
through
guys
so
been
many
married.
stages.
we went from like literally
Yeah.
Literal
CWS.
birth.
We went through the whole
Literal
circle.
birth of Ate Daisy, beginning of time.
We went through the whole CFO cycle, like CWS,
Oh,
Mini,
yeah.
Kadiwa, and now Buklod.
And that's such a shared bonding experience that I feel like a lot of Iglesia members like I guess experience, and that's like so great. I feel like you can't get that anywhere else but being church, and it's so great to see that how your friendship blossomed like from literally
Yeah, no, I
when you guys are
definitely agree.
CWS till
Yeah.
now. Like that's really cool
Like,
from like kids to married.
Especially if you stay in your home local. Like,
Yeah.
like
You
I think
stay?
you both you stayed in the
In
local
Montclair.
Montclair.
Hashtag Montclair.
Hashtag
Montclair. Shout out to
Montclair.
Montclair.
Now, continuing to reflect not just on your relationship or your friendship, but also on yourselves. Is there anything based from this relationship you learned more about from your learned more of yourself about? My grammar's not in today. But I think you guys get me. So like just what did you
I
learn
guess
about
more of
yourself?
like yourself or even of each other too.
Yeah,
Mhm.
with your friendship.
Well, one thing for sure that I've learned, and this learning from you, is you are the kindest person I have ever met. I feel like anyone who has ever met Regine
She
knows
lights
she's
the
the
room
kindest.
up.
You
Yes.
make people feel welcome and safe, and learning that from you.
Yeah.
She's
We're
like
gonna
a
make each
very,
other
like,
cry.
awesome motherly figure,
I need
for
that box
sure.
of tissues.
I got you, Ata.
But growing up with you and our friendship, just seeing what a kind person you are, that's something that like I try to emulate for myself
Mhm.
with other people. So
I think I love you.
I love you.
Like sister. Oh, I'm not gonna cry. Okay.
It's okay though if you do.
So
You do.
Sister
Very
Daisy, like I said, and how we've mentioned our age gap, but she was actually married before me. She got married before me, and I learned a lot from her in terms of like, like tips. Like she would tell me, "Oh, you should listen to the Happy Life podcast because it helped
It's a good
me."
podcast.
Yeah, it's an amazing
It's on
podcast. and-
incmedia.org.
Yes. And she was like, you should listen to that, because I would tell her, oh, I'm nervous about this. I don't know, like, how are we going to do that? And she would say, listen to that podcast. It's going to help you. So I also look up to her, and she's been very helpful.
Oh.
Wait, me too.
I know it's gonna get
I got
sad.
like I know.
I need to take off my glasses.
That's so sweet. You guys are making me cry.
Okay.
I know that we
Aw.
kind of touched on conflict and disagreements in the beginning, but throughout your friendships, was there any sort of like hardship or conflicts that you guys kind of had to move forward with to grow your friendship that you think are like super memorable or kind of like landmarks in your friendship?
Mhm.
We've never fought.
Yeah.
We've never fought.
We've always, like, if we fought, it was like we fought for each other.
Fought
fought in a way to really encourage,
Yeah.
Mhm.
like
and just be there for each other.
I think the nice thing with our relationship is, where we can be vulnerable when we're
Yes.
going through those kind of things
Yeah.
and talk each other through it and be of that support. But in terms of actual disagreements or tiffs, I have no memory of that.
I would say,
That's
yeah, we just communicate really well.
Mm-hmm. That was important.
That's good.
It is.
Yeah, communication is really important. Like, and just sharing like your feelings too, because sometimes like when you bottle it up or you feel like you don't have anyone to talk to, it can be, very hurtful to your oneself. So that's really nice to know and hear that you guys really like what you said, be vulnerable with one another. And I feel like everyone should be able to have a friend where they could be vulnerable with and that they can speak to about their feelings.
Support.
But I guess, moving on from, I guess, like the disagreements, like, and I know we talked a lot about good things about your friendships, but what is like the best part or your favorite thing about your guys' friendship?
I love performing with Sister Daisy. We are both in the choir, and we're both altos.
Yeah.
So
That's a special
it
bond.
is. So it's nice to perform together, and we're both together in LOS or Light of Salvation organization. Even local secretary. So we perform our duties together. And in the slideshow that you saw earlier, I was a bridesmaid for her wedding, and she was a bridesmaid for mine too.
Maybe we can show that PowerPoint again for our viewers that are coming in. Like, hello, we're talking about blossoming friendships with Sister Daisy and Sister Regine. And here's the PowerPoint of some of the pictures that we have of their friendship. But to continue, you said that there was pictures in the slideshow about bridesmaids, right? You guys were each other's bridesmaids.
Oh yeah. So what you see there, that was
my wedding.
That was Sister Daisy.
Oh, I love the color
and
green.
brother LJ's wedding.
Shout out to Queen LJ.
And I think the last photo of the slideshow is at my wedding. It's the very last one.
Yeah, that was your wedding shower and your wedding.
And that was my wedding.
That's so beautiful.
Yeah, it's
the colors are so nice.
Yeah, the colors.
Just to be able to be a part of that special time. I'm so happy that you asked me.
Like, she's been a great help, and I hope that I was a great help to
You
her
were.
too.
You were.
Just to read some of our comments that are here too, we have Lauren May de Mesa say, longest friendship is with Sister Nikki Castillo, formerly Salazar. We got engaged to our fiancés in the same year and got married within weeks of each other.
Oh,
And then we
that's
also
nice.
have Brother Rocky say, a true friend is a precious gem handed to you by our Almighty God. Hashtag Riverside will never hurt you no matter what. And then lastly, we have Sister Hannah Pilumon from the district of San Diego County. She said, longest friendship, 22 years and going. My best friend and I met after the children's worship service in the local congregation of National City. I love it. Like,
Oh,
you've known
yeah,
each other
like,
since you
I
were like
love friends.
Yeah,
babies.
like since kids. I know that for myself too. Like one of my long-lasting best friends. Like that's how we met too in the CWS. And our CWS, like we would have to wait for our parents. And I guess I had this thing where I always had like a bunch of little trinkets in my bag. So I would always like show it to in CWS.
Aw.
And that's like a long lasting memory that we have. But I guess like going into leading that question, like what is your most memorable I guess memory like of each other and your friendship? And how can we encourage also our audience or our viewers like to blossom their friendships?
I would say for me, it was when she got married. I mean, there's so many memories, but seeing her married, the love of her life, and being there for her, being and being there for her. I was just, I was so happy. I'm so happy. I'm still happy for her and Brother LJ, and for those, just I guess words of encouragement, like be a good friend, be there for your friends, and even if you might not hang out all the time, if you're like far apart from each other, but if you continue to communicate and make the effort and make that time for them, it'll strengthen your friendship, especially your friends within the church, right? Because you have the same values. And
I think we're on the same wavelength because when you got married too, that was such a special moment because, seeing each other go through different stages of our life, when you met Daniel, when you guys got engaged, and you always want the best for your friend, and just to see how happy you were, that made me so happy.
I'm gonna need another tissue.
hope, but
The whole box.
everyone tuning in, grab your tissues too. Like, cry with us.
Yes, this is such a special
Yeah.
broadcast because we've talked about like love relationships. We've talked about like just our fun broadcast with our fellow friends, but we haven't talked about like a meaningful friendship and what makes a meaningful friendship in a long time. So I just wanted to thank Sister Daisy and Sister Regina. I think you've inspired a lot of our viewers and listeners tuning in on just reflecting on their meaningful relationships and just how they can continue to grow as people, like within individually and with their either significant other or even with their friends. So I'm like this entire time so glad I'm wearing my coat, or else you'll see my chicken skin this whole time. I'm gonna lose this whole broadcast.
Oh, guys, I'm gonna cry.
I'm
I'm just like I think everyone would want a friendship like you guys, and I hope that everyone that's tuning in can feel really inspired and even want to blossom their own friendships with, new friends, long-lasting friends, or even in their romantic relationships. I do see some comments here where they did talk about that. I believe I saw it was a brother. He said that my best friend is my wife, and I think
I love
that's
that.
so sweet. And I believe Sister Jenica too. She said she gave us a shout out. So she said shout out to Sister Carla and Sister Ashley for being like lovely friends. And I also see a comment I will not say. So, like, from her. So, I don't know if you see it, but I know our viewers here. You can if you see it, Sister Jenica. She said waiting for her. I was like,
I'm waiting to just kidding.
I'm okay.
I'm waiting too for you.
Unfortunately, I know I wish this was a much longer broadcast because I know the four of us can talk for a long time.
I agree.
But before we close off this broadcast, we do want to ask if you all have any shout outs you'd like to give, starting with Sister Daisy.
Shout out to my husband,
Ooh.
LJ,
Yes,
as well
Mama.
as the local Montclair.
Hashtag
Hashtag
Montclair.
I would like to give a shout out to Sister Daisy. This is probably your second time on our
I
broadcast,
think so,
right?
yeah.
So thank you for being our special guest and being
Oh.
a good friend to me.
Thank you for having me.
Yes,
I wouldn't do it with anyone else but you.
And shout out to my husband, Brother Daniel Catholic, and Montclair.
Hi, go Daniel.
Hashtag Montclair.
Hello.
Sister Carla, do you have any shout outs?
Do I have any special shout outs? Yes, so special shout out to my local San Gabriel Valley, which a lot of my friends are still there and we've grown up with one another. So shout out to you. You guys know who you are. And as well as to my partner as well. Hello, brother AJ. I hope you're watching the broadcast. Do you have any special shout outs that you would like to give?
I like to shout out the local congregation of Anaheim as well as my family as they continue to support me. And also, I just want to give a very special shout out to Sister Caitlin Soto, just because I feel like she's clapping outside. She's like, shout out to our co-director. But literally, I feel like
you.
I feel like it's crazy because I feel like Sister Caitlin and I, like, our friendship, like she's a close friend that I truly did not think we would become close friends in the best way possible. But like, she lived with us, like in our family, like she lived in our house, and like we grew this friendship and we got close really quick. And like, I know that she's my forever friend now. So shout out to Sister Caitlin. But we do have some other special shout outs.
I hear her crying behind the door. Give her the box of tissues.
I know, she'll be my future bridesmaid later on, but still. Okay, so we do have some special shout outs before we close off our broadcast.
Yes,
First, we have Brother Eduardo Vimanalo, our executive minister, our CFO coordinator and SEBC CEO, Brother Angelo Aranio Vimanalo, as well as our station manager, Brother Arnel Solano. Sister Carla, we have any other shout outs we'd like to give?
Yes, and we would like to give a shout out to our district minister, Brother Ansel de Jos, as well as our district CFO overseer, Brother Andres Nicholas Jr., as well as our executive producer, Brother Emmanuel Andaya. That is it for our broadcast. I wish we could keep talking more, but if you would like to join us next week at 10,
Yes.
we will be talking more about other spring topics. But now we're going to go ahead and pass it to San Diego.
Bye.